Yes, I think in a converged TV environment, what we're doing very simply is taking a holistic approach to video um, that really is about video everywhere on all screens and really goes beyond linear and streaming across all video channels everywhere. So really leveling up our strategies to deliver plans that go beyond just linear and streaming and go into social video, digital out of home, online video, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, as we see screens proliferate everywhere and consumption proliferate across screens. So that is how we really, handle our and approach it.
So, one other thing that's becoming very popular is outcomes and measuring outcomes. How is your team leveraging advanced tools and data to connect ad performance in this converged environment to tangible business results?
Yeah, great question. I think we've had to prioritize really new and alternative measurement solutions that tie exposures to outcomes. And we'd have to prioritize those as well as talent, key analytics talent, to use multiple models, multiple data sets, multiple tools to piece together a full picture that we could get because there are gaps. So this is much like a pilot uses multiple gauges to fly a plane to safety. So we like to say at Mediahub, more pilot, less auto, and that enables us to do this for our clients.
You talked about some of the challenges. What are some of the most significant challenges in scaling and measuring campaigns in this converged environment that includes linear and streaming?
Oh man, there are multiple challenges in this environment today, but I'll just focus on one that has actually been a focus of this IAB conference today and David Cohen's address this morning as well. And that is the need to increase data sharing and interoperability as an industry, especially across the big digital platforms that dominate the ecosystem today. So in other words, making some of these walled garden walls more porous. So us working with these partners, third-party trade organizations like the IAB, like OpenAP, like the VAB, and like SIM, to enable this and make those walls more porous so we can get more transparency across the entire video ecosystem on the front end so we can plan and activate, but then also on the back end so we can optimize and measure our campaigns and maximize performance for our clients.
So it's a big industry issue. How is Mediahub addressing these issues specifically?
Working mostly with our partners, I would say, especially the big digital platforms, as well as the television ecosystem, and as well as the third-party trade organizations. And this is a big reason, one of the reasons why I'm here, to actually help facilitate and those conversations. And I think we're going to see some momentum to that. We already have as a result of this conference, even some of the things that are being talked about while I'm here.
So if we look ahead, what do you think the key advancements are that need to happen from a cross-screen measurement and technology perspective for marketers?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot, but I would just focus on three of them in particular. Number one, I would say it's the use of multiple viewership data sources that we need to be tapping into. Not just one or the other, but multiple, and I would say there's four. This is partner data, partner viewership data, operator viewership data, also device viewership data, and panel data. I think the use of all four of those data sources, as many data sources as we can to cover as much ground as we can, so we can understand exposure and tie those specifically to outcomes is key. The second one I would say is identity resolution. This is a complicated thing to resolve for, but the industry is working on it. Some of the industry parties that I already had mentioned earlier. And I think the more we can do that, the less loss of signal that we'll get as we tie IDs together to match viewership to ad exposures at the person level. And then the third thing I would say is the shift from ratings in video to impressions, an impression-based world that's tied to a census-based universe that covers every human. And the key here is that we'll be able to unify linear and digital video measurement, and that will be key. One of the keys, there's several other reasons why that's necessary, but that unification across linear and digital is key in an impression-based world that will enable it.
I guess my last question would be, is how is Mediahub positioning itself to lead in that particular area?
I think it's about being out there and talking to all parties, coming to conferences like this, meeting with the key partners that will be able to enable this, as well as the trade organizations that I mentioned. And so this is a big reason why I'm here today and why I'm speaking to you right now and everybody who may be watching.